everyone, and welcome to In My Mug, episode 347 on Monday, the 6th of July, 2015. I am your host, of course, Stephen Layton. Welcome to In My Mug. Let's go see some news. Okay, so this week's news is very, very coffee heavy. So it is Ethiopians. We have our washed Ethiopians on. We have three of them now, and we have one natural, tasting phenomenally delicious, super fresh off the boat, and I know you're going to love them. There are some stonking examples in there, so I look forward to hearing your feedback on those. I told you that the El Salvadors were here last week. They are here now. This is the first of many, and you're going to see lots of El Salvadors going on the site. Tanzanians have also arrived, gone live. We've got the natural Tanzanians that we've had for a couple of years. I think you're going to like those too. So yeah, coffee. And that was the news. So we should move on to focus on, and this week we're going to be focusing on the country of El Salvador, being as though it's our first El Salvador of the year. So El Salvador is a tiny country in Central America. To give you context, it's around about the same size as the country of Wales. It's known for its Pacific Ocean beaches, its surfing, its mountainous landscapes, its volcanoes, its amazing forests and trees and fauna, and its zip lines, its towns, its festivals. The capital, San Salvador, is surrounded by volcanoes, has an amazing scene, a dangerous country, 10 deaths every day, for a population of just over 6.5 million, around about 21,000 square kilometres, Spanish speaking, currency is US dollars. Actually got rid of their own currency, which I always freaks me out, but it's good because it means you don't have to swap money all the time, and it's a beautiful country. So that was focus on El Salvador. So this week's coffee is, of course, from El Salvador. Why else would I do the focus on it? But it's in its 5th year with us, and we're continuing to develop this relationship with this super special producer. Last year we weren't able to split the farm into tablons, and those tablons taste really differently, and I think it's worth the work that we put into it. But because of leaf rust last year we weren't able to do that, and we just had the estate blend. The estate grade, which was just Finca Argentina, and it was the Bourbon, and that was the lot. But it was really successful, and you really liked it. So what we've done is, even though the farmer's bounced back this year, and the crop is up around about 70% on last year, so it's still not back to where it was, still around about 20% down, but it really has done well. Anything that scored between 86 and 89 on the cupping table went into this estate blend. So you'll have things from Tablon, from like Vincona 1, Vincona 2, Los Mangos, San Jorge. Anything that wasn't exceptional went into here, but was good. And then anything that was below 86 went into their commodity lots, and anything that was above 89 went into these special Tablon lots that we're going to be releasing on the site as well. So that may sound unusual, but it's actually the way that most farms end up working. But just because we have this level of traceability on this farm, it means that we can also pull out those super special, rare, unique lots. The first time I came across this farm was from a sample that was sent through the post to us. And it was a sample that landed on the doorstep, very well presented, beautiful packaging, and we get lots of those. And I was like, oh God, here we go again. But we put it on the cupping table, as we always do. Let the cupping table make that decision, and it was really good enough for us to stock. So we got in touch and ended up buying it that year, and that was 5 years ago. And from that initial chance meeting, from the cupping table, I've then built this relationship with the producer. So the producer is called Alejandro Martinez. Go back to episode 300 if you want to see Ali. But every time I go now, I go and I see Ali. And not just because we love his coffee, and I do, but also because I've become really close with Lucas, his son, and his wife, Melanie, and They welcome me into their home. They're friends. Ali's been to Stafford twice, and he stopped at my house, and like. He's become a really, really special friend. It's not just about the farm anymore. It's not just about the coffee. Before I've recorded this, like, he's been on my mind a lot today because I've been writing up the coffee and getting ready to do this in my mug. I just dropped him a text and said, "Hey buddy, haven't spoke to you in a while. Hope everything's cool. Just thinking about you." Like, I don't have that with any other producer. This is an amazing special coffee. But it's an amazing special coffee because Ali works super hard to give us this great coffee too. So because we're friends, he doesn't want to give me rubbish, and it's really cool. So his background is that he used to be an investment banker, very intelligent guy, although sometimes when you talk to him, you couldn't tell, but he is super smart, and worked in New York for a long time, travelled the world, but decided that when Lucas was born, his son, he wanted to go back to El Salvador, so went back, got talking to his dad and was like, "I don't know what to do, I don't know what I'd like." He said, "Well, why don't you run some of the family businesses and take over the farm?" And since then, Ali's been running the farm, learning a lot as he goes along. He's done all of the SCAA courses, he's a Q grader, he goes to SCAA shows. He was in Seattle this year and we hung out a little bit there. And he's really trying to improve the farm and improve himself and improve the knowledge, and he has improved the farm. Year on year, this coffee just keeps getting better and better. So this coffee is 100% Bourbon, as is 70% of the coffee in El Salvador, hence it getting so hit with leaf rust, as Bourbon is particularly susceptible to leaf rust. But also why El Salvador ranks as one of my favourite all-time coffee countries, just because it is so delicious. A lot of that is down to that Bourbon varietal, and also the great processing techniques that they have there. The farm is based in the Apaneca Lamteca mountain range near the Arshapan department. It's kind of stuck in between. Santa Ana's not far away from it. You've got San Salvador, but then nothing's far away in El Salvador. Ali employs 16 people full-time on the farm, and during the picking periods up to 50. The altitude goes up as high as 1,350 metres above sea level. The coffee is a washed coffee and then sun-dried on patios. And this year they've also added an element of finishing it off in dryers as well, with a brand new mill processing it this year. This coffee is a world exclusive. Nobody else has this farm. Actually, that's not strictly true. So I'm going to rewind a little bit there. This year we took a new buyer to El Salvador with us. Some of you may remember Andy, my roaster. He's on the wall somewhere. Andy moved to the States and introduced a coffee shop that he lives near to me, and I went with Bobby this year, and Bobby's bought 50 bags, but this washed one, this lot is a particularly exclusive to us. So we should go through the figures. It's called Finca Argentina. It's from El Salvador. It's a Bourbon varietal. It's a fully washed, altitude of 1,350 metres, owned by Alejandro Martinez and family, near to the town of Turin in the Arshapan Apaneca mountain region. I think that's everything. So we should go and do this week's map bit, which I know is pretty good. I am, but I'm also joined this time with Ali because he's come on the mic. Say hello, Ali.
Hey, hello, guys.
So we're going up, and away, and that's England.
Inglaterra, yes.
Inglaterra, see. So here we are in Central America. A lot of coffees from Central America and an awful lot from El Salvador. We kind of have a whole spine of coffees in El Salvador. I'm going to hand you over now to Ali to tell you about this bit.
So we're zooming in El Salvador, as you can see. And it is known as the land of the volcanoes. That's what Cuscatlan actually means, is the valley of the hammocks, because you shake so much. Now we're zooming into the west part of the country, and you can see Finca Argentina up there. We're starting to zoom in. Is in Apaneca-Lamatepec range, and that's
the actual house there, isn't it? So you can.
Yeah.
It was obviously a clear day when Google Earth came to town.
True. That big patch you see there is the geothermal, perforations that they did on the farm.
So that was the bit that you were saying that you sold to the geothermic company.
Yeah.
Is that
that's
Guatemala in the distance?
And in the back, you see Guatemala, the yellow line to the left, that would be Guatemala. And taking Steve to see some farms on the right side of that this year.
Fantastic. I can't wait. It's a part of the country I've never been to, so it's kind of good to get the other bit. And there we can see how close the Pacific Ocean is really to the farm. But we're at, 1,400 metres, but that close to the sea. So it's a steep up volcano part, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, as you can notice from this zoom-in picture. Yeah.
And that was the duel, that bit. Well done, mate.
Thanks.
Good map bit. I like that one. We should definitely go and do Roland's Daft Fact now.
As Stephen's already said, El Salvador is a very, very small country, around about the size of Wales, but it still hosts over 20,000 coffee growers. That's rather a lot, isn't it?
Good news, Roland's back on Coffee Facts after all of this time. Excellent. Right, I'm going to whap you on pause. I'm going to go get tasting delicious drinks. Be back with you in just a second. Okay, so I am back. This could not be fresher. I just watched Gary scooping it out of the roasting cooling tray into bags to bring up and make this. So this is going to be fairly lively and fresh. But it's that amazing El Salvador sweetness. So it's chocolate, milk chocolate, it's caramel, it's thick, it's gooey, but it's got this little shoulder of like grape acidity that is just so clean and juicy, at the same time as having all of that sweetness. So glupious. Into the milk. All the acidity disappears in the milk. It just gone. That of grape is out the window. Milk chocolate, caramel, easy to drink. Sup it down and enjoy. What do you think of the new camera shot, by the way? New camera angle. We bought a new video camera because our old one was getting old. Hope you like it. A little bit more of my beautiful face in it. And now the acidity comes back. And the grape is actually more dominant in the brewed coffee than it is in the espresso. The milk chocolate and the caramel kind of take a little bit more of a back seat. And it's just that super clean and juicy white grape taste that is amazing. Right, that's this week over with. Thank you very much for joining me, as always. And do remember, life is too short for bad coffee.